Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry about the lighting, first of all. It is getting kind of dark out and I've got some lamps and different things on, but it's getting dark and gloomy. We're in North Carolina, so we are preparing for the storm. We're about 170 something miles from the coast of Wilmington, so we are projected to get a lot of rain. And while it's not supposed to get here until Saturday sometime, I think, the cloud coverage is already here. And I am going to be doing some vlogging over the next few days. I'm going to be taking you with me as much as I can until we lose power. I don't know if we will lose power, but we are projected to get somewhere around 10 inches of rain, could be more. So there's a good chance that trees are going to be coming down. Sorry, the hair. There's a good chance that trees are going to be coming down, and there's a good chance we'll lose power. So, but I did want to try to do some filming, kind of give you an idea. We're on the border of South Carolina, so give you an idea of what it's looking like here and what we're seeing and experiencing. So I feel like we're pretty good and prepared, but I felt like, you know what, I don't know when I'll get to upload another video. I am going to try to do some filming. But as far as uploading a video, if we lose power, I don't know how long it will take for that to get restored. So I'm doing the video now before it gets here. So, you know, with the East Coast dealing with the hurricane coming, and it's going to be a very wet weekend for a lot of people. And so hopefully not everyone loses power, because you're going to be stuck at home and then you're probably going to be watching TV. So I said, you know what, today I'm going to do my Netflix finds for decent or good horror movies. And I'm kind of surprised because I ended up making a list. I like lists. I make them all the time. But I'm actually shocked that I was able to make the list that I did, because the last time that I checked Netflix, there wasn't like a whole lot of stuff. But then I like really sat down and I was like, okay, I'm putting a list together. Let me see what I can find. I actually found a few decent ones that I've seen. And these are, now there's only one on here that I haven't seen, and I'll explain why it's on here in just a minute. But also, I apologize. I am actually on my bed. It's on the ground. I am getting a bed. I know which bed I want, but it's at IKEA. And IKEA is just full of people, and that's not something I enjoy. So, but I have to go. I need to take measurements and make sure that our mattress is going to fit and that it's going to fit in this room. But nevertheless, I am on the floor. So this is not like a fancy background, and I apologize. I do have a cool, if you know what that's from, I don't know if you can see it, but it says The Nightman Cometh. So if you know what that's from, then you're awesome. But anyway, so let me get started with this video. So I have kind of made a note for what I feel is like a good watch, but maybe just a one-time watch. And yeah, so I'm gonna get started. The first one that I have on here is, so it's called I Am the Pretty Little Thing That Lives in the House. And it's actually a really great movie, and it's not a big jump scare kind of movie. It's actually a pretty intense movie. So even though they don't deliver a ton of jump scares, it's one of those movies that it's kind of intense from beginning to end, and you have no clue really what's going on. It's just, it builds you up to the point where you feel like there should be a jump scare, and then it just kind of sizzles back down. And I love those kind of movies because it shows you that they really capture that frightening feeling with the intensity without, you know, all of a sudden like boo, you know, like a jump scare. I don't mind jump scares, but they can become too much to the point where it's like, okay, this is all what the movie's gonna be. I like a good intense feeling that gets you in that mindset where you're like, oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen. Is something gonna happen? And then it doesn't, and it's like, okay, you got me. And then it does it again. And again, I just think that really builds up the movie. So that is a really, really good one. And I have actually watched that a few times. I think it's a great movie, and it's different. It's different. So I love it. It's beautifully done. It's great. So I highly recommend that. The other one that I have on the list is called The Strangers, and I feel like everyone has seen that. I won't get too much into it. I know that there's a new one that has come out. I have not seen that one yet. I don't know if it's like The Strangers 2 or if it's a remake. I'm not really sure. But I have seen that. I think I've really only seen it a couple of times. It's pretty good. It's a good option on Netflix if you're looking for something. The other one that I've seen, and I actually seen it in theaters, was Oculus. And I won't say it's one of my favorites, but I will say that it's pretty good if you're looking for a creepy, scary movie for a Friday, Saturday night. It's pretty good. And it revolves around a mirror and how if you own that mirror, you will die, basically. I'll just leave it at that. But it's pretty good. Pretty good. The other one, and this is the one where one of them I have not seen. So it's Creep 1 and 2. Now, I watched the first one with my husband. He was not a fan of the movie. He did like the ending. I've not seen the second one, but I did enjoy the first one. I won't say that I was like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite horror movie of all time. But I love the acting in it. And the guy who played the main character, and I'm not really sure what his name is, but I felt like he did a great job acting. I didn't find it scary. I know it's called Creep, and it's just really kind of the way he acts in the movie, and his personality is, I guess, creepy. But I'm kind of strange, and I like people that seem a little odd. I think they sometimes turn out to be the most interesting people. So the entire movie, I had a hard time going, okay, this is a scary movie. It just felt like, oh my gosh, this guy's so interesting. He's so strange. He's so odd. And so for that reason, I actually liked him in the movie. I was like, oh gosh, this is odd, but I actually liked it. You know, the guy in the movie, even though, anyway, I won't give too much about it. I'll just say it has high ratings and people have raved about it. You will have to watch it and find out for yourself if you are one of those people who's going to rave about it. I will say it's good for a watch. And I still want to watch the second one. I haven't done that yet. But I went on and recommended it because it kind of goes together. And if you see the first one and you like it, you may want to watch the second one. And it is on Netflix. The other one is The Babadook. And that was also a very highly rated horror movie. And I watched it. And it was okay. I get what it was about. I think it's pretty much talking about dealing with mental health issues and stuff like that, and I get what it's about, and I think that it is actually very well done as far as the cinematics of it. It's beautifully done. It is a beautifully done movie. The acting is superb. The kid is extremely annoying. Just gonna go ahead and put that out there. That kid, whoo, he drove me crazy. He drove me crazy. I can understand why the mom went mental, but it's okay. It's a good one-time watch. Honestly, I will probably not watch it again because that kid just made me crazy. He was annoying. So that's my thought on that. But a lot of people absolutely love The Babadook. The other one is an oldie, but it's a goodie, is the original Children of the Corn. I don't really like any of the other Children of the Corn. I only like the first one. I think that's the best. So I did recommend that. It is on Netflix as of right now. The other one is It Follows, which a lot of people I've heard absolutely love that movie. And I will say that kind of fits in my one-time watch, really. It's not that I didn't like it. It was good. It was very creative. But it just, I guess it held my attention for the film. But I just cannot see myself rewatching that. It's not going to make it into my list of like, I'm going to watch this year-round, all the time. For me, it was a one-time watch, but you may feel differently. You may absolutely love the movie. But I do recommend it. Okay, I'm going to actually jump down the list because I want to add these two together. Now, if you are someone who is not like into these extreme, intense horror films, these are going to be two that you're going to want to watch because they are so much fun. And the first one is The Babysitter, and it's good. It's really funny. It is, I don't know if I can say it's a scary movie. I'll say it's a horror comedy. Maybe we can put it like that, horror comedy. So that's a fun watch. And right under that, I'm going to add Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Now, this is my movie. I love this movie. My husband, I think he had watched it prior and he was like, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. It is so funny. Even if you don't like scary movies, this one it's just so much comedy. I hardly can say it's a horror movie, but it's horror comedy and it is fantastic. You will love it. I can't see anybody who doesn't love this movie. So as far as my let me see, do I have any more? No. As far as horror comedy, those are high on my list. Those are two that you should absolutely see. So then I'm going to jump down to another Stephen King. Stephen King wrote this book and they turned it into, I guess, a Netflix original movie. And that is Gerald's Game. That I felt was very well done. My husband and I both watched it. We both really enjoyed it. It is another one of those sort of intense movies, and I think it was done great. They did a fantastic job. Now, if you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, there is a part. I don't mind gore, but when it starts looking too real, my stomach just cannot handle it. And there's a part in that movie that I couldn't watch. I had to close my eyes, and I hate to admit that, but it was just too much for me. So I do recommend this movie. It's an excellent film. The other one, another one-time watch, is Hush. I felt like this was very creative with the way that they went about it. It's just basically a lady who lives in this little house out in the woods, and I guess she's deaf, and somebody basically is, watching her. And I don't want to give too much away if you haven't seen it, but it was good. It was good. I think she's an author in it. Like I said, I've only seen it once. I did think it was good. I think it's a good one-time watch. And that is called Hush. It's a creative horror film, I guess. Okay, so this is my recommendation for, is this the only one? Yeah, for a zombie film. And it is foreign, so there is subtitles, but it's so well done, and you can really fall in love with these characters in the film and their emotions. They're excellent actors. They just delivered the emotions, and you don't even have to read the subtitles to follow along what's going on. It's just directed and just everything. It was just perfect, beautifully done. And that is called Train to Busan. And it is a zombie film. It is excellent. I've actually watched it 3 times, and I think I might have the very first time started reading the subtitles, but I usually will put movies on while I'm cooking and cleaning and things like that. So I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to read it. But when I started getting into the film, I was like, I don't even need to read this. I can totally understand what's going on just by their emotions, and their acting was so well done that you don't have to read the subtitles to follow along. So it's excellent, excellent, excellent movie. Another one-time watch was Last Shift, and it basically is around a police department and a new police officer who's coming to work for the first time, and her experience that night and what goes down. I won't give too much away. I've really only seen it once. I probably couldn't even give too much away if I tried. But there was something about that movie that, even though I've not watched it since, it did stick with me. So I felt like it was a good one-time watch. So next one is Hellraiser, and I think it's Hellraiser 2 that's on there. I like Hellraiser 1 and 2. Might be just Hellraiser. They might both be on there. I'm not sure. But those are great. Those are great ones. I mean, they are a little gory. I feel like if you're looking for a good horror movie, Clive Barker, they're fantastic. So there might be 2 on there. I'm not sure. But I do know there is a Hellraiser film on there. The next one is The Lost Boys vampire movie. Kiefer Sutherland. Is it Kiefer? I think it's Kiefer Sutherland. I can't say that. But The Lost Boys, it's a great movie, great music. That is on there right now. I talked about Tucker and Dale. Oh, this one is great. It's actually a documentary about, what is it called? Sleep paralysis. Oh my gosh. Sleep paralysis. And it's called The Nightmare. And it basically follows people who suffer from sleep paralysis. And if you don't know what that is, it's just a condition where while you're sleeping, you're in bed, you're sleeping, I don't know, you just wake up, you can't move your body. You cannot move. You are stuck there, but you are awake. And you will sense things in the room with you. And it's usually a dark figure. Very, very ominous and dark and creepy, and it feels like it's stalking you or watching you. And a lot of times it will get closer and closer to you until it's like literally right on top of you, staring at you, and there's nothing you can do. You will lay there completely frozen, your body cannot move until I don't know how long it takes. And these are people who actually suffer from this, and they talk about their experiences. They share stories about what it's like to go through that, and it's absolutely horrifying. But the director of this, whoever did this, I don't know the director right off the bat, but I have watched this a couple of times. It is fantastic, and I know it's just a documentary, but it plays almost like a horror movie, and it's so good. It's fantastic. I highly recommend that. That may be one on this list that I recommend the most because it is just well done. The next one is The Conjuring. I don't know if the second one's, I don't think the second one's on there. I've seen the second one and it's pretty good, but the first, The Conjuring, excellent. I liked it. It's a newer horror film. I don't remember when it came out, but it's very good. Oh, I thought my camera stopped. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a call. Okay, so anyway, The Conjuring. It's fantastic. Excellent, excellent. I recommend it. I actually have watched it a few times. It is a newer horror film that I actually enjoyed. So the next one is American Horror Story. I think every season up until now is on Netflix. And I have enjoyed American Horror Story. I will say I couldn't get into Freak Show. I don't know why. I couldn't get into it. I guess it just didn't register with me as very scary. And I didn't care for Roanoke, even though I felt like it could have been great. I felt like it could have been an excellent season. But for some reason, I didn't care for it. I don't know. I liked Murder House. I liked Asylum. I liked Coven. I actually didn't mind Hotel. I thought it was really good. I loved Lady Gaga in it. Thought she was gorgeous. She did an awesome job. And now, just last night, their new season, which is it season 9? I guess it's season 9, but it's Apocalypse, and I watched it. And I'm not going to give my thoughts yet because I'm trying to give it a chance. I hate to be that person who watches the first episode and it's just like, it was awful, it was garbage, what are they doing, it's terrible. I don't like doing that. So I really want to give it an opportunity for it to grow on me. It could be that, I'll say the first one was not what I expected, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to turn around and be an excellent season. So I am going to give that an opportunity. So we'll see. They're bringing back a lot of the same actors that I loved, so I'm happy about that. So we will see. But all the other seasons are on Netflix, and at least the first few I will highly recommend because Murder House was my favorite. For me, I tend to really love horror movies and shows where they take a location. I feel like a location, if it's done right, becomes just as much a character as the actual characters themselves. And so that's why I think I absolutely loved Murder House and Asylum and The Coven. That took place in New Orleans. And of course, New Orleans is spooky in itself. So yeah, I recommend American Horror Story. Now, you might get along and find that you don't care for one of the episodes, but those 3 are absolute winners in my book. So that is all that I have for you. So I hope you'll give some of those a watch. If you do, let me know which one you watch and what you thought. If you have watched some of these, you know, maybe tell me your favorite one that I gave off from my list. And if you're in the way of the hurricane coming in, I am thinking of everybody. I like I said, I am going to be vlogging as much as I can, and hopefully I can get that up. I don't know if we'll lose power, but I thought it would be interesting to at least give you a look at what we're kind of seeing here, being 170 something miles from the coast of Wilmington. If we're going to get some flooding, it sounds like we're going to get a lot of flooding. So I will be filming a little bit, as much as I can, until we lose power. And I will be uploading that hopefully sometime next week. But that is it for now. I will be thinking of everybody on the East Coast. Hopefully you've evacuated, and I will, you know, I'm thinking of everyone inland that's going to have to be dealing with the winds and all the rain and flooding, and praying that whoever's on the East Coast that has evacuated, when they get back, that their house is still standing. It's very heartbreaking. We have friends in Wilmington, and we have family in Myrtle Beach, but they did evacuate, so that is good. They can, you know. So we're praying for everybody and thinking of everyone going through this. And I will be seeing you later. If you liked this video, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. And make sure you hit the bell so that you'll be notified for any other videos that I'll have. You'll get notified as soon as they go live. But anyway, I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.